On this one. Alrighty, now with that being said, we're going to start over here. Okay. Hey everyone. Welcome to the live video that I wanted to discuss with you. Remember, I mentioned to you last night that we were going to have a discussion about a topic that need to be talked about. But to let you know who I am, I'm Sandy. I'm a business strategist, and I am here to help you strategize in business, help you with your setup, help you with your launch in any ways that any ways possible for as your launch is concerned, whether it's your paperwork, whether it's you helping you hire employees, whether it's helping you doing all kind of things to get yourself together. Well, tonight we're going to discuss these four businesses. I said I will probably do more, but I just want to do four tonight, and I want to talk about these four because these are businesses that in our communities, the African American community, they need to be talked about and they need to be open in your community so where you can build generational wealth. Because there's so many on the platform where we're into the conscious thinking of your of African American communities, and I want to share with you and talk to you more about one of them that I think is very important, and we're going to discuss some more, tomorrow and Thursday. But this is going to be a series, and I'm going to give you the information to start the businesses, to actually start the businesses up. So the first one I want to talk about is going to be how do you start a particular bank. So if you're listening to the replay, thank you for being here and let me know you stopped by. But if you have any questions for me, and if you don't want to put them in the comments, you can always send me a message, DM me, or send me a message even at pushtodream@gmail.com. That will be fine if you have a question or if you have an email that you need to. But any of these platforms, if you leave me a comment, I will get a notification if you want to make it simpler for you to contact me. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to talk about the first one. I'm going to give you some information on how to start these businesses. And that, like I told you last night, we're going to just do these four: banks, grocery stores, farmers market, and restaurants. Now I know you're probably saying, why what's up with these businesses? First of all, you need money in your communities, right? You need money. So we're going to talk about how to start that and who, how, maybe you hadn't thought about it, who can open up a business of that sort in your community. And this series is going to begins with owning grocery stores. Now, all of us need to eat. We need to eat long term, right? We need to eat always. And they're predicting in within 2025 that there may be a food shortage. So we want to make sure that we're prepared. We don't want to try to get ready. We want to be ready. And I think on opening up businesses like these, that is a necessity in your community. I think it would be beneficial. The next business we're going to discuss is going to be farmers market. There's a farmers market that's neat because you need to eat healthy, right? You need to stay out of the medical facilities. You need to stay out of the doctor's offices. You need to make sure your blood sugar is right. You need to make sure your blood pressure, everything. You need to stay healthy, people, along with other things, along with workout exercising facilities, gyms, and things like that. But we definitely want to eat right. And then the next one is going to be restaurants. We want to be eating somewhere, restaurants. We want to talk about that a little bit too. So these are four businesses. These businesses tonight that I'm talking about and discussing may not be for you. You may not be the one that may want to open them. But I guarantee you that at some capacity at a later date, you will thank me for this information. So anyway, thank you so much and share this out if you don't mind. I appreciate you, Shasta, for sharing my video. Thank you, honey. I appreciate you for that. Alrighty, so if you have any questions for me as I'm going along, please don't hesitate to ask the questions. But the first one we're going to talk about is how to open up a bank in your community, right? How to start a bank, grocery store, farmers market, and restaurants in the Black communities. We need these in our communities. Okay, we use all of these. We use these every day of our lives. We definitely do. So I encourage you to think. Just open your conscious mind about these particular businesses. Okay. Alrighty. Now the first one we're going to get into is going to be a bank, and we're going to go over. we're going to go over some things about this. Now, starting a bank, you're going to have to really, really meet some guidelines and some qualifications. But before I just basically get into the deep of it, you know what I want to share with you? I want to let you know, I want to tell you one thing to who can qualify. Like if you're somebody that's, some of you, I know a lot of you may know, already know somebody that works in the bank, right? The banking industry, right? So here again, you already have your qualified, you're qualified. And when I say bank, it could be credit union as well. Okay. You also want to make sure that you're, you have the right qualified individuals. What I'm saying is in experience too. Um, church, church this out. My grand church this out. Okay, yeah. So anyway, I want to make sure that you you have, like I said, you have the right person, you have the right people that's going to be involved. Give me 1 second, please. Give me 1 second, guys. I need to do something real quick. I need to get something. I need to adjust this light thing here. Hold on 1 second. I'm coming back. No. Thank you. I'm back. Thank you for that. I'm sorry I had to leave for a second, but I had to do something real quick. Okay, now what we're going to do, like I said, now is first talk about banks. We're going to talk about what's the qualifications of opening up a bank and starting a bank. Now, the first thing that has to be done is you have some things that it's going to definitely you're going to have on your checklist, and as far as meeting the requirements for the FDIC, and you are definitely going to, first thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to get the documentation that's going to have to be required from the FDIC. And those documents, now somebody's already working in the banking industry already knows this. So what you have to do is you have to get your board of directors together. You have to get your banking, what I'm trying to say. You get it first, you need to get your business plan, definitely. You definitely need to do that. And you need to also get your application for deposit insurance, and then you need to also have financial reports of your integrity biographical information. I mean, and they know what that is. There's going to be policies that needs, policy descriptions for loans, investment, and other banking products that's going to be needed. And you're going to also, you need to check with the FDIC to deposit insurance, for the deposit insurance handbook. And you also would definitely need to make sure that you have all of your regulatory information done, straight, that kind of thing. That is something that already needs to be in place for you. So you never leave out those things, especially for regulatory, banks. And you're also going to need your board. You're also going to make sure that you have your charters. People that are in the industry know this. And you definitely need to make sure that you have your qualifying people that's going to be a part of your bank too. And then also just make sure that, and I think that the documents and the forms for starting a bank is really, 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 it's a lengthy process. So you can but hey, you're gonna have a bank open between what I think it says from a year to 18 months. So that's not a long time, especially for something that's going to be long term and it's going to serve the people, because and then you definitely got to do your marketing and things like that too. And then there's going to be, you got to pass a FBI background check. There's a lot of things that the banks have to, but somebody's already in the industry and as a banking industry already, I'm sure that you can get the qualified people to do that. Okay, you can get the qualified candidates to do that, to make sure that you qualify for it. But I just feel like the African American community needs a specific bank in their communities. You need one, and so where you can everything else you can always build on top of that. And just think about this: the businesses that you're going to have in your community, for instance, you're going to be bringing in revenue, right? So you got a bank, you got somewhere to put your funding, you got somewhere to put it, and you have your own banks in your community. So it's just a strategy. That's just something to think about. I mean, I think it's something that can be discussed, and it's something that can be spoken upon long term. Now let's go into the second business. We'll elaborate on that in a little bit more in its entirety when we talk about this again. Now let's talk about how to start a grocery store. A grocery store is needed. I know you'll say, yeah, we got plenty of grocery stores around here already. Why do we need somewhere else to, why do we need somebody else to, to start a grocery store? No, you don't. You don't have enough grocery stores around here. It's not owned by you. It's not owned by you, or it's not owned that you. It's not owned by you to have in your communities. No, it's not. So I tell you, it's still not. It's still needed. It's still not without worth the time to invest in it in a grocery store. So let me just give you a few little things about a grocery store that maybe it may be a little checklist of maybe you need to know, and then you may need to make sure that you have you need to know exactly everything you will be selling in your grocery store, your products and services. And as you can see now, like a lot of the grocery stores now, pretty much they have a little bit of everything. Most of them have a Western Union in them. They have, places that you can cash checks, and people can come in and get money orders and things like that. And then they also have areas in the grocery stores where people can play the lottery. Most grocery stores have that set up in there too as well now. So it's like a one-stop shop almost, all but, getting gas from there pretty much. They have a lot of things in them. But, in a lot of things that we use in our communities are you can purchase there. So I'm just trying to give you some ideas of how to keep money floating and rotating in your community. And these things that I am sharing with you and these videos that I'm sharing with you, they are all needed in your community. They're all needed to people buy them all the time. So let's see. And then of course, you need to know how you're gonna have to hire people to work in your community. Then you're giving people jobs, and that's needed in your community as well. So, and I'm gonna tell you this right here: in your community, it's nothing wrong with hiring your own people. It's nothing wrong with hiring people that is going to do um how to put it. It's nothing wrong with hiring people that look like you. It's nothing wrong with hiring people that you know will do the job, though. They got to do the job, and you want to set an example, model the most elitist grocery stores. I think, and on the different side of town, look and see how they do things, how clean their stores are, how how they do things, for as how they make the appeal to their clients, things so appealing to be. And you can have so many different things in a I think when you all in a grocery store. So alrighty. um church is yeah, so anyway, we're going to go into the next one. I'm going to talk about the next one here. A farmers market business. We're going to talk about why, to show you how to start a farmers market business. We're going to talk about why is a farmers market needed in your community. Like I said earlier, it gives off a farmers market is something that a market that it 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 has fresh fruits. and it gives you options of really, healthy foods, eating foods. Well, let's say for instance now, certain side of towns get the better food. To be honest with you, if you didn't know that, I'm telling you now, certain areas of town get the freshest food. Your side of town may not be getting the freshest foods. So what you want to do is make sure that your side of town get the freshest foods. That's another business. Farmers market business is definitely needed. It's a part of it. We can't go without food. This is something that this is a product that everybody's going to need, and whether they come to your business or not, it's totally up to you and how you market it. But it's achievable. It can happen, and it's needed in your community. So I don't think that you can't dismiss not having a farmers market, because, like I said, it gives you fresher food and healthier food, and it causes you to kind of eat healthy, and then it gets you off. It may just get you off some medication you're on, or keep you or prevent you from being on some. So we have to think strategically in that area too, people. So, and also, you know, being able to fund it is not going to be a hard thing to do, because you're going to have other businesses that you may be able to. Oh, you may be able to come up with different you may be able to come up with different things, different ways and different other things to do to market your business. I mean, I don't know how creative you can be, but you may be able to come up with things that's going to help you, to help you get the word out and to help you do a bunch of other things in your, to help in your community. But farmers markets are needed because we need to eat healthier, and we need to make sure that we are definitely thinking about it, because believe it or not, you can, you know, the sky's the limit, especially when it's a product that everybody need and everybody got to have. So let me just look at this next one here we got up here. The last one that I got up here is going to be a restaurant. And the reason why I say restaurant, because a lot of us, I mean, we all love to go out to eat, and restaurants can be a variety of different foods. But I would suggest you opening up restaurants for healthier foods, not necessarily saying fast food places, but these are restaurants. I mean, a restaurant it can come in a variety of different types of restaurants, with different kind of foods restaurants. So it doesn't have to be a soul food restaurant or something like that. But you want to make sure that you got restaurants that's going to be healthy eating for people too. We get away from all that fast food stuff. And then also you need to determine you're going to have to determine your menu, what kind of atmosphere, like I just mentioned, and then your prices of it, and then your target customers. Who are you going to target? And giving them some excellent upscale service along the way. And I'm telling you, you know, I think that'll be a good thing. What kind of when you're targeting, let's just talk about targeting a little bit more. When you're targeting, what you're gonna have? You're gonna have a sitting in or a takeout kind of thing, or you're gonna come up with some creative ways to help people live longer and help them to eat healthier. So, we had the grocery store, open up the grocery store, we had opening up the farmers market, and we also touched on the restaurant. So those are and then the bank is the main one, because that's the one where you're going to get your money from to do all these things. And then as you have your businesses open, you're going to be able to put into the banks, and the more deposit banks have, the more money they can lend. So you see how all of this can tie in together if you if these are, like I said, if you had these particular banks, or not banks, businesses in your community. So these are good. This going to be the four that I'm going to go over tonight, but I'll be in tomorrow to talk about a few more of the other ones that I had in the list. If anybody heard that whole entire list, I hope you did. I think I just gave the list last night, but I didn't go in. I didn't do the night. I didn't go in any order. I just kind of group these in the category that they belong in together. So that's what I'm doing tonight. Alrighty. So that's going to be it. And I just hope that this is just give you a little conscious thinking or whatever. And I got some other things that I need to work on. So I'm going to go ahead and work on those. And just remember that the businesses that I mentioned tonight was the bank, the grocery store businesses, and the farmers market and the credit union. Those are the four businesses that I feel like you should open up in your own communities. And these are businesses that are needed. Hey, what can I say? Alrighty. Okay, but I'll see you guys tomorrow, and we'll be talking about the other ones that I have on the list. We'll go and talk about them tomorrow. We'll talk about a few of them tomorrow and Thursday. Alrighty. I won't leave this up too long, so please share. Well, I think I might leave it up a little while, but share it so way people can get it before I take it, get the information before I take it down. Alrighty, and just to kind of give you something to think about. And then one more thing I do want to say about businesses opening up all of these particular businesses, like even the farmers market and things. There's a lot of land out there, and there may be farmers or people that you already know that have farmland. So what you need to do is try to find more about land and how you can cultivate it, and find out how you can get these foods growing, and put them in your stores, in your fresh markets, or whatever, wherever the case, wherever they need to be. Alrighty. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Remember, you were created for greatness. Yes, you were. Alrighty. I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.